Hey everybody, how's it going? Hope you're having a lovely day. I read an article this morning on Meta that wanting to capture their employee mouse movements and keystrokes for AI training. And there's one part about this article that drives me nuts, that's just starting to drive me nuts about LLMs in general. I use LLMs for a lot of different things and they're very, very useful to me. And I've built a lot of cool things with it. It's really cool when I'm able to do something like there's a corrupt file and $30,000 of data recovery software. I can't figure it out. But I create some Claude Code project that uses Gemini deep research over and over and over again on a loop because you can't use deep research in the console, and it actually figures out after 2 hours how to uncorrupt a file that was a 20-year-old voice recording from somebody that's dead. And it's really cool when you can actually do stuff like that. I like using it to try and make my life easier at work. And the problem that I have with the way they're using it is this one sentence. The vision we are building towards is one where our agents primarily do the work, and our role is to direct, review, and help them improve. The aim was for the agents to automatically see where we felt the need to intervene so they can be better next time. And this just strikes at the core of the greed that I see happening within everything going on with AIs and LLMs right now, which is it's not good enough for it to augment what you do and make you better. It has to do the work for you. So the problem that I have with AI, and the thing is, like, I use it a lot, all the time, but the problem that I have with it is that 90% of the time, it does work way better than I could do it. It's way faster, it's way more productive, and it's just amazing. And then there's that 10% of the time that it does something that I would expect from a drunk teenager or someone with lead poisoning. It's so fucking stupid. It's stupider than what the stupidest person imaginable would do if they were actively trying to fuck up my business or my life. And there's this idea. You could either, behind door number one, you could say, I'm going to have the AI present me with things, and then I'm going to review it. And then that's going to make me so much faster with my work. I'm good with that. Or behind door number two, no, that's not good enough. We have to figure out how to make it not do stupid things so that I can have it do all my work for me. And when you try to go down door number one, you can get some good results. But when you go down door number two, that's where it becomes a clusterfuck. Like, I'll give you some examples of where it's helped my own work. Let's say I have 4,000 tickets at the store and I'm going through stuff from several years ago, and I'm going through every single ticket that I have to see what's going on with it and clean up my store. I can download all my tickets because the repair shop software that I use is slow as fuck. So I download all the tickets locally, so I have a nice little copy. And I can use some nice wrapper, whether you like Claude Code or OpenClaw or anything else, whatever the hell you want to use. I can use something, then set up some agents and have it go through every file and figure out which ticket am I most likely to get in trouble for if I don't respond within the next hour. Like, who are the most angry people here? Who should be the most angry here? Point it out to me and tell me why. That works. That's going to save me time reading through a fuck ton of different tickets and different statuses and figuring out what the most high priority item is. If I tell it, respond to them automatically, that's the clusterfuck. You see that? Because if it does something stupid, it's still saving me time, even if it gets something wrong 10% of the time, by presenting me with the tickets that are of the highest impact and telling me why those tickets are the highest impact and why I should respond to those immediately or figure out what's going on. It's flagging something from my review. That's great. Telling it to actually react on that, again, that's where you start to get greedy, because now it's not enough that this thing saves me hours of my life. I also have to tell it to do all the work for me, even though there's a massively higher risk of error if I do that. Or another one that I found very interesting was I had a call recording system in my store that I've had since about 2011 because I was tired of people calling in and saying, you said it would be $50. And then I listen to the call recording and it's like, it's $250 plus tax. 50 plus tax? No, it's $250 plus tax. 50 plus tax? No, it's $250 plus tax. And they show up and they want to know why it isn't 50 plus tax. It's like life. Or the one I posted to my YouTube community page the other day where somebody had a 500 gigabyte Western Digital Blue drive they brought in. They claimed they had 700 to 800 gigabytes of data on it, and they were really fucking mad that we only recovered about 400 something gigabytes off of the drive. Anyway, so it's very useful to be able to have it say, go through our back and forth communications, use Whisper to transcribe these call recordings, and Llama, tell me who is telling the truth and why you think that. Now, if I do that, I can review the why it thinks that and figure out if it's actually correct or not. And it saves me a ton of time. If I tell it, Llama, respond based on your findings. You see, at that point, I'm being greedy. It's not enough that it saves me a fuck ton of time and then just allows me to review its findings and then take action accordingly. No, I have to tell it to do the work for me. And what happens when that 10% of the time it acts like a fucking 16-year-old that's drunk with lead poisoning? I'm fucked. And they're trying so hard to do everything in their power. Let's spy on every single employee. Let's watch every single fucking thing an employee does to get to this dream world where the AI agent does the work for us rather than just allowing it to augment you. And I'm okay with the AI augmenting what I do. I don't need that extra fucking 5 or 10% of the AI is going to literally do all the work for me. it's like none of these technologies are good enough for that yet. Like at the end of the day, we're not talking about artificial intelligence. LLMs are essentially autocomplete. It's spicy autocomplete. That it's really cool autocomplete. That does a lot of cool shit. But it's autocomplete. And sometimes autocomplete gets shit wrong. A lot of the time it gets stuff right. It's like, wow, how the hell did you guess that? It also says on the US side federally, there's no limit on worker surveillance, adding that state level laws require at most that workers be broadly informed when employers are monitoring them. And while I am somewhat, it's kind of dystopian to do that. I know that I'm supposed to be more mad at the surveillance side, but I'm actually more mad at the practical side, which is you guys know enough about how this stuff works to know that no matter how much you do, 90% of the time, it's going to be really fucking good. And 10% of the time, it's going to do something that's so massively fucking stupid. It's stupider than anything you could think a human would do. It's worse than somebody who would actively be trying to sabotage your company would do. Like, even when I just talked about here, when I said the repair shop ticketing system that I use is slow as fuck. It's miserable to use. We're probably going to find something at some point that's not slow as fuck. But, well, I download all my stuff. I do a backup before I do any of this because 90% of the time, it does something great. And that 10% of the time, it just deleted all my tickets and then created duplicates of them and changed the status of all of them. Again, I backed everything up because I know that ahead of time. But I've seen so many stories about this across the industry. Like another one I did a few videos in January where I was talking about how my website got clicked off Google entirely. And then I just started asking Gemini, like, write this page so Google will like it. You are Google. Tell me what you want. And I started ranking. So I decided I got a little greedy. So I wrote a script that just does this over and over and over again, using deep research and figuring out exactly what it wants for every single page. And then my receptionist walks up to me and says, like, has this big smirk on his face. He's like, Lewis, does the website say that customers should put their MacBook box inside of an anti-static bag before shipping it to us? And I put my hand in my palm because I know it probably does before I read it. And I read it. And I'm like, what the fuck is this? And if it had told me, Lewis, review this and tell me what you think, I would have caught that 10% of the time that it does something massively fucking stupid. And there's this, I forget the term, I don't know if it's auditory exclusion or something, I forget the term. Jessa Jones talked about it when she was talking about autopilot a few years back. If you're in the comments, Jessa, please do tell me what this is. But there's this idea that for human beings, the way that our brain works, when I first sit down in this chair, I'll feel my ass in the chair. But after I've been sitting here editing a video or making a video for a half hour or an hour, my brain stops telling me that my ass is in a chair because it's irrelevant information. It's not going to keep poking me with something that I don't need. And one of the problems with like something like full self-driving with Tesla, I'm not saying it isn't useful at times, but just the idea, I'm not trying to revoke responsibility from people who do stupid shit. Let me just get that clear before the fanboys kill me. But when they say you have to pay attention to the road, fundamentally, your brain is designed to tune out shit that is useless. It is always trying to be more efficient and tuning out information it doesn't need. So if the car is right 99% of the time and you're driving 500 miles, it's not going to notice that deer on the side of the road the same way that it would if you were actively driving and realized you need to pay attention all the time. Your brain fundamentally tunes shit out. So the way this works is if it gets stuff right 90% of the time, it's really easy to get used to that idea that I don't have to check it. I don't have to look at it. And it's easy to fall into that, even if you're somebody like me that knows how fucking stupid these systems can be 10% of the time. And when you see that all these companies, like instead of just being happy with the fact that it's productive, instead of being happy with the fact that it can radically reduce the amount of time that your employees spend doing stupid shit so that they can be more productive elsewhere, no, that's not good enough. We have to figure out how to use it to replace them altogether. And even if that creates results that are just completely, utterly useless, garbage, sloppy, shitty, and it's a frustration point for me. Let me know what you think in the comments down below. What would you do if your employer said that your computer is going to be watching every single one of your mouse clicks, your keystrokes, and your mouse movements all the fucking time? What would you do if they went one step further and said that we're going to have an AI camera that watches you while you work, listens to what you say all the time, and is constantly using that to train a model so that, like, what would be your reaction? At what point would you say, I know that this job market sucks balls. I know that the world is becoming way more expensive every year, but I'm done. Like, what's the breaking point for you? I'm curious. Let me know in the comments down below. That's it for today. And as always, I hope you learned something. This is Blackberry the kitten, and she's very cute. Hi. She's my little kitty. All right. See you in the next one. Bye now.